guys, welcome to Stacking the Shelves for the first weekend in January, the weekend of, I think January 4th. I'm doing this a little bit earlier in the week, New Year's Day, actually, because I got home from vacation and we're kind of just doing stuff around the house today, chilling. It was really weird because we got back from San Francisco yesterday night at like 8 or whatever, and so staying up to midnight didn't feel that late because it was like 10 o'clock, the time we were at before. So I hit midnight and we were like, oh, it's midnight already. And then we went to bed. Pretty exciting stuff. We didn't do much. Usually we move my parents, but we got back kind of late and we're trying to get laundry and the cats fed and everything. And so we watched Godzilla, which is a bad movie. I would not recommend it. It's like one of those movies, like you just don't even know what's going on because the plot is so screwed up. You're just like, we kept having to pause it and like discuss like, okay, so is this what's happening? Like, I'm not really sure right now. So we watched that and then we played some Elder Scrolls Online that was like on sale super cheap right before Christmas. It was like $8 a license. And so we got that to play as a family. And honestly, didn't really like that either. I think we're going to probably skip continuing playing that. We'll probably go back to play Destiny together or Minecraft or something else. All right. So this is my books. I think for the last couple weeks, I actually don't even know. I think I mentioned I went on a work trip and then I came and I left for a hockey tournament. Then I was back for a little bit and we did all our Christmas stuff and then we left for San Francisco. So I'm not even sure really what is going on. I'm hoping to get caught up the next few days because I have a couple days off work this week. So anyways, these are the books I got either for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember. I got one review book, and the one I got for review is Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters. And this is a book about a haunted violin. And it's like this girl's dad had a haunted violin and she needs to use it to fix something or whatever. Sounded kind of cool. It doesn't come out until July, and I believe I got it through Edelweiss for review. So yeah. I hope it's interesting. It sounds interesting. So the next 4 books I bought, and part of these were just ones I had pre-ordered or ones I got a good deal on or whatever. So the first one is one I got a good deal on, and that is The Bride by Julie Garwood. I had a couple people recommend this to me after I had read one of the steampunk romance novels I read, and they were like, hey, you should really read this one. It's a Scottish Highlands romance type thing, but it's really, really good. And I was like, okay, whatever. It just so happened that I got a couple dollar credit for my Kindle, and then they were like, oh, you have this book on your list, then it would be free if you use this free credit. So I went ahead and got it for free on Kindle. And we'll see if I like it. I'm not a huge, straight up romance person. I usually like fantasy in there. So, I don't know. We'll see how it is. This one I also got for free for Kindle. It's a Kindle First Read. So if you have Amazon Prime, you get the option to pick a pre-release book each month. And the one I got was A Beginner's Guide to Free Fall by Andy Abramowitz. I probably did not say that right. This one caught my eye because it reminded me of another book that was a young adult contemporary one that I really liked, like the cover did. And then I read about it and it sounded kind of interesting. It's about a guy who designs roller coasters for a living, and there's a big accident and he goes through some life crisis. And it just sounded kind of like an interesting background. So it was free. So I got it for my Kindle. This one I actually bought, and I pre-ordered this a year ago probably, and that is Vinland Saga Volume 11 by Makoto Yokomura. And this is hands down my favorite graphic novel series ever. These are so good. Let's see if I can find a picture of this. They're very adult, but the illustration is so incredibly detailed in here. The story is so amazing. He includes little sections in here on the actual history that happened, and I look forward to these just every single year. I just wait for it. I read it and then I wait, and then I reread the whole series and then I wait. So very excited to get this. Me and my husband both like these a lot. Amazon Prime has a Vinland Saga animated series going on, which has been really, really good. And it is, I'd say, teen friendly. I was going to say kid friendly, but it's still really bloody and gory. They just took out all the really adult stuff, and it's really good. It's animated really well, and it's a good story. And so we've been watching that with my son as a family, and I would say probably 11, 12 up is okay for that. There's a lot of fighting and it gets pretty bloody, but all the adult adult stuff is out of there. So this is rated mature. It says older teen, I guess, so 16 plus. And it is. But the animated series could go a little bit younger. All right, the last one I bought, and I've been waiting for my library to get this in because I've been trying to get most of my books from my library and then just like donate money to my library every year. And that is Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston. I really loved the first book in the series, which I'm like keen on, Iron something. And I had been waiting for this to come out forever, and I kept waiting for my library to get it, and they just weren't getting it. So then I thought about, Heart of Iron is the first one. I thought about like just getting it for my Kindle, but I don't know. I wanted to read this one in paper because I have the first one in paper format. So I bought this one. I'm very excited to read that. All right, the next two I got for Christmas, and I didn't have a lot of books on my Christmas list this year because I am trying to, keep it down, my reading pile down. So the first one I got is Sidefou by Yehudi Mercado. I probably said that wrong again. This just looked like a really fun, like middle grade graphic novel. It's very colorful and bright, and it's gotten really good reviews. And I'm always looking for both graphic novels that I'm going to like and graphic novels I can share with my son. And I think this is one that him and I will both read and enjoy. And the last one I got is rated older teen, and that is Monster by Naoki Urasawa, Volume 1. I don't know a lot about this. I just know that it's supposed to be a pretty good story. So I'm always looking for new graphic novel series to read, and this one caught my eye. But I wasn't able to get it from the library or anything, so I went ahead and just put it on my wish list for Christmas. So that's what I got, and I think, so there's the two, so those two, and then I bought those two, so 3, 4, and then I got 5, 6 other ones I kind of got for free, and then the last one that I got for review is that one. So 7 books for the next couple weeks. I will say, I guess in summary, I had 3 main New Year's resolutions this year, and the first one was to continue to keep my book pile in control, my to be read pile under control, and I'm happy to say that I did that beautifully. I basically hovered around 10 to 15 books in my to be read pile. I wasn't very comfortable going below that. I did a few times, and I just like having, because I usually read 4 to 5 books a week, I like having like an extra week of books around. So that 10 to 15 in my to be read pile seems to be like a really good number where I'm comfortable with it, but I'm never overwhelmed. So I got caught up on my review books, and I stayed caught up, and I did never like flood myself with so many books. And that's been really nice. It's reduced a lot of stress on me from like just constantly seeing this pile and constantly like opening up my armoire and seeing like 8 rows of books or whatever. Instead, there's usually just 3 or 4 in there because the other ones are ebooks. So, and I have been reading most of my books either from the library or for review on Kindle. So I'm happy with that because it's less like running to half price books all the time. So first New Year's resolution, very, very good on. My second New Year's resolution was to get my weight down by 10 pounds and continue some more mindful things like stretching and exercising every day. That I was mediocrely successful on. I was halfway to my weight goal by the middle of the year, but I had to have a major surgery during that time. And then as I got back into being active and stuff, I wasn't watching my eating as well. So I ended up at the end of this year exactly where I was at the end of last year. But I was halfway to my weight goal by the middle of the year. So I'm hoping to watch that a little bit better this year. And I hope that with not having like major surgery, hopefully things won't be so, I don't know, my body won't get so screwed up and, I won't have to deal with that. I have been stretching every morning still, and I think that really helps me just feel better for the whole day. So I'm really enjoying that. I've been pretty good about exercising too. I have moved more into weightlifting in the winter. It's just easier. It's hard to get outside and like do a lot of walking or running. And I have continued doing a lot of walking. So I am hitting my 10,000 steps almost every single day. So that was, I'd say, like 50% success rate. The other main goal I had was to not spend as much money on clothing and stuff. I did significantly reduce like all the crap in the house last January. And We've been doing really good on that. Like overall, the house has been kept pretty clean. We haven't gotten a lot of extra stuff. Surfaces are clean. Like just everything is really, the clutter has been reduced and kept reduced. I am still having a little bit of issue buying clothes because I really enjoy buying clothes. Now, I will say, I think I've cut, I don't even know if I should say like dollar amounts because I spend kind of a lot of, I'll go ahead and say, so usually I spend $300 to $400 a month on like stuff for me, and not just clothes, but I'm talking like hair, nails, clothes, makeup, whatever, books, all the stuff that's like just for me, that's extra stuff. And I was trying to cut that down to like $200 a month because I really have more stuff than I need, and I was not very successful doing that. I will say I kept it to that like $300 to $400, but I did not reduce it very much. So that's something I really need to work on this year. And hopefully everybody just didn't like fall out of their chair when I said how much money I spend every month. Yeah, I don't know. It's just easy. It's easy to do, right? And I do that as anytime I spend like money in a video game, anytime I buy books or music or clothes or makeup or hair stuff or jewelry or whatever is just for me, not for the family. So, yeah, that's my New Year's resolution update too, I guess. We had fun in San Francisco. It was warmer, which was good. We're not huge city people, and it was really nice the day after Christmas. It was pretty dead there, so we got to do a lot. And then the couple days following, like the Friday and Saturday following Christmas, it was so busy down on Fisherman's Wharf, and we stayed right in Fisherman's Wharf. So, so busy. And we just don't like, by busy, I mean like you had to shove your way through crowds of people on the sidewalk. It was so busy. And like by the time the second day rolled around, at one point we had been walking around for an hour or two. And my husband was like, that's like the 8th time I've been elbowed in the face. And I'm like, yeah, it just was not, none of us are really into like being that crushed. And so we did spend the last couple of days north of the Golden Gate Bridge in Mill Valley, California. And we really enjoyed that. We went out and saw some of the batteries, which are like the old military installations. We went out to the lighthouse, Point Bonita Lighthouse, and did some of that one of the days. The second day, we did go up to Mare Glen National Park, and we did some of the scenic drives through the whole Golden Gate recreational area up there, and went through Tennessee Valley and saw, the mountains and all that stuff. So my son was not as thrilled with that. He's like, it's kind of boring. But it was kind of nice. We got to see some beaches, and he found a little sand dollar and got to see some gigantic slugs. There were a whole bunch of banana slugs that were like this big. So, and we like that kind of stuff. So it was a nice, like mellow into the vacation, but we're all happy to be back except for all the snow. Like we get here and it's 20 degrees and there's snow everywhere. One of our neighbors did like come and snow below our whole driveway, which is super nice because we were like, oh, we're gonna have to like park the car in the driveway and get out a shovel before we can get it in. And no, he came and he did it for us. So that was super awesome. I'm like, oh, we gotta go. I mean, we've done it for them before too, but it's always nice, when your neighbors step up and help out. Anyways, that's all I got to say. I know this was kind of long. I hope you guys had a good holiday season, and I will talk to you probably in a couple weeks. I probably won't get too many more books for a while here just because I'm catching up on some review ones. I think I have 6 or 7 to review right now. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Happy holidays, and hope you have a happy new year. Bye.